We're here at Plantation Boat Marts in the Florida Keys today to check out the 41 from Blackwater Boats. Now this is the model right underneath their 43 and it's their tournament edition geared more towards fishing. Let's jump on board and take a look around.
We're on the 36 Blackwater right now, trying to get some exterior footage of the 41, and right now Timmy's doing a couple of flybys. We got the drone up in the air and we're shooting offshore to see if we find some blue water. Let's catch this real quick.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna walk through every piece of this boat and we're gonna kind of explore. Timmy gave us some information on it, so I'll give you some of the details we do know about it. It's an 1111 beam. It holds 660 gallons of fuel. This one has quad 400s on it, pushing it from the mid to high 70s top speed. This thing's an absolute rocket ship and it's a large platform, so it's incredibly solid. So we're gonna start back at the transom and work our way forward. First thing you're gonna notice is they have a lot of vertical rod storage right outside of the transom here, which is very nice. When you're running, you can keep the rods out of the way. You're not putting any on the gunnel, which are gonna be flapping around everywhere. And you got more rod storage up on your leaning post. But one thing I'm gonna show you here, if you're fishing, this is incredibly comfortable. You got a toe kick space so you can fight a fish. You got the cushions to give you some comfort, and it's great for that. But if you're gonna hit the sandbar, it converts very quickly and easily, just like that. And you got a great seating space here, which is not something you got to pick up and take outside of the boat when you get back out at the dock, and it's not a cumbersome piece you have to deal with. So again, you pop this up, drop it in, get it completely out of the way. I'm gonna clip one side, but you got two clips and that's it. So you got port and starboard live wells. You can see they're good size. Did we get gallons on that? I'd say they're, if I had to guess, they're 40 gallon-ish. Definitely respectable size on both sides. JL audio sound system. You're gonna see the M6 speakers throughout. Everything incredibly well done. The fit and finish on this boat is fantastic. You got diamond non-skid. See the fit and finish underneath the hatches here. Gas shocks make it very easy to open and close. And then you got plenty of room to get into your valves, your pumps, and anything you got to do your maintenance on. So we pop this right here and we have an in-deck live well. This is another large one. This is, again, it's got to be somewhere around the 40-gallon range. Perfect oval shape and a nice blue color to keep your baits happy. So right here into the leaning post, I'm going to pop this open. Underneath here you got pressurized seat, and this, I believe, is actually a cooler. So you have a great size cooler space. Close that out of the way so you don't get any water or ice in the way. And then again, for the fishing crowd, hidden behind this backrest is your tackle storage. You got your Plano boxes, drawers, plenty of room for everything you need. And then again, the best part about it, when you close this up, it tucks away and you can't even tell that it's there. Jason, I'm gonna ask you to slide over, because on the port side, we have a transom door. Again, we always analyze these doors because everyone has their own take on it. This one works very well with the port and starboard live wells because it kind of tucks away completely out of the way here. Magnetized so it doesn't swing on you, and then you got a ladder you can attach right there to jump in and out of the water. Or if you're gonna hit, the dock, it's obviously an easy way to get in and out of the boat. Closes up right there. Done deal. Let's check out port side fish box. Good size fish box. Again, you'll see the detail on the underside of this hatch. You got the Blackwater logo underneath, which is always a nice touch. Great space for your fish. And now we're gonna work our way up to the helm area. So as we walk our way up to the helm area, the first thing we actually saw was this overhead shower that's integrated into the hardtop. Really cool little feature, and at a touch of a button, you can rinse yourself off. You don't even have to pull the hose out and deal with that. And this is nice and out of the way, so you're not getting anything else wet, your electronics or even anything else in the cockpit. So before we work our way in there, we're gonna see this little detail here, and by no means is this small. This is a 12-inch JL Audio subwoofer, which is the loudest one we've heard throughout the industry in our professional opinion. And the fact that they recessed this is just a small detail that shows the extra steps that they take at Blackwater. Otherwise, this speaker would go out, you know, 1.5 inches and could scrape your leg when you're walking by. So that little detail shows that Blackwater takes that extra step, and we can definitely appreciate that. So you can see you have triple helm chairs here. You have a Gemlux Bellica wheel down the center. This is slightly elevated for guys like myself that are not 6'4". This is a great space. You got perfect visibility over the console. They have a nice ergonomic design to it. It has a sexy look overall. You got powder coated black deep piping and a complete enclosure with windshield, which really protects you even if you're doing 78 miles an hour that this boat is capable of. You got a phone charger right here. You got 8617 Garmin matching dual units. You got a 12 down the center. You got the bow thruster control right here, your windlass, trim tabs, your throttle, cup holders, fusion head unit, your gauges, all right here. You can touch everything without even having to move. And then again, you can pop up right here and sit extremely comfortably if you're running long distances with your autopilot. Then you had your VHF mic right here and a storage for your wallet, keys, and things like that you don't want to get wet. You just like to keep out of the way. Looking up top, one thing they did nice here as well is they put the switch panel up overhead. So one of the benefits of it is just visibility. Instead of having it down underneath under your knees, which is sometimes hard to see, you have it right here. You can see what you're going to switch. You're not going to kick it accidentally with your kneecap, and it just makes it comfortable, out of the way. They're not going to get wet up there. There's a bunch of benefits. You have your ACR searchlight, Garmin autopilot, and again, more speakers from JL Audio throughout here. So the sound overall in this area is probably the best in the entire boat. And again, for the captain, keep him comfortable or her comfortable. Back up here, I see Gemlux outriggers, which again, in our opinion, are one of the best. Super easy to deploy them from right here, really comfortably placed where they're at, and a nice addition to the 41 Blackwater with the carbon fiber poles. So now that we're done with this, let's continue working our way forward towards the bow area. Before we pop forward, I wanted to show you just this right here underneath the helm seats. Additional drawer storage here on both sides, which is a great use of the space. You can never have too much storage. And then check that out. The entire space underneath the leaning post up to the cooler is additional storage down here as well. So let's take a look at the console cabin space, and one thing we always like to take a peek at is the console door. And let's see what Blackwater did. They went with a two-piece door, which has several benefits to it. You can make a larger opening because you're folding it. It has a lock right there, and another door which would hit at this point. You know, this one obviously can fold, and then with a magnet holds in place right there. So that's a big time benefit because you can create a larger opening to be able to get in and out of the console. Let's take a look inside. So as we walk into the console cabin space, I'm going to take a look around and see what we find. First thing we see actually is a shower head over top, and what you guys have to realize is that the console space on a boat like this usually 95% of the time is really not used to sleep. It's storage and functionality benefits that it offers the boat owner to get to where they're going, whether they're going to hang out at the sandbar, they're going to fish, or they're going to head over to, you know, an island for a weekend. So a shower is something for necessity. You have it here. You have another one in the hardtop, and it's good to have. Everything and anything can get wet in here. Absolutely no problem, and it's got a drain right out. You're not going to hit any of your electronics or anything like that, or damage anything whatsoever. So you have a sink area here, battery switches. Tuck in here, you got some pumps, fuses. And we'll keep opening things up. All right, you got your Dometic system, AC system right here. There's actually AC that goes out to the console, and you can see those hoses being run here. Switch panel, easily accessible. Then access to the rigging for your MFDs, electronics. They keep the keys tucked away in here, and then you got the push button ignition up on the helm area. One thing, if you can see right here, is there's a full berth right here, and this is where your head is tucked underneath. So in an emergency, if you need to use this thing, you have it right here and you're not tucked away in a claustrophobic little closet. You know, it's nice and open with AC where you can breathe, handle your business, and get the heck out of here. So let's take a spin around and show you this full berth real quick. So here I am laying down in the full berth up front. You can see plenty of room. Realistically speaking, not many people use this to sleep overnight. They run to an island wherever they're headed and they usually end up in a room somewhere. But if you wanted to do the overnight weekend thing, you could definitely do it here comfortably, sleep 2 people and maybe even a small child without absolutely no problem. And this is all air conditioned, so it's, you know, perfectly comfortable. You got lighting underneath, plenty of headroom. You got your lounger out front on top of us there. So a really good space for a 41 center console here in the console cabin of the 41 Blackwater. Right outside of the console door midship, both port and starboard, you have great storage space in here as well. So once again, you can never have too much storage if you're making those long runs. It's great to be able to take everything off the deck and stow them away somewhere where they're out of the way and you're not kicking them around. So we'll continue our path towards the bow. And something that's become very popular on these larger center consoles are loungers like this. And this is one of the best seats in the house on a boat of this size. So you're gonna be comfortable. You're not gonna feel like you're gonna fly out at any point. You're underneath the cap when it comes to the height. You got cup holders for your beverage and your best friend or significant other over here, depending what you guys want. In some cases, you can get a cooler under here. This one does not have the option because they opted for the additional headroom in the cabin underneath. So this is a solid piece. We have a great amount of deck space up here at the bow, even with that large lounger. And check out this fish box here. Let me crack this open. I wanted to mention that all the boxes on this boat are insulated. So if you wanted to put ice or cold packs, anything like that, it would keep your stuff chilled if you're looking. If not, it makes a great storage. So this has a 2-layer feature to it. So you can actually get this and throw your dry stuff up on top and have your wet stuff underneath. So I'm gonna try to pop this open here, but if you clip that thing off, you can actually see where this thing goes. It's a massive box underneath there, and I think that's access to a bow thruster if you needed to do any maintenance there. So I'll pop this right back in place, but it's a really nice little detail to be able to utilize the depth of this thing when otherwise, usually you're only using that bottom half. And then you keep things dry at the same time, and then once again, you have the Blackwater logo underneath that finished hatch, which is always a nice detail to see. So while we're down here, again, we have more JL Audio speakers throughout, so the sound system is phenomenal all the way through, and you have your different zones as we've learned in some of the JL Audio videos that we've done. But on top of that, they actually have a fresh and raw water washdown, I believe, underneath both sides, and actually underneath here, they utilize this space to be able to throw some fenders, flip-flops, things of that nature, so you just don't waste that space underneath the cap. And lastly, we'll make our way up to the bow, take a look at the windlass. So you open up the anchor locker. Again, the windlass makes things incredibly easy. Unclip this right here, and then at a touch of a button, you can drop this either up or down. You have the button controls up here if you wanted to do it here, and also back at the helm. And then if you have any issues with lines tangling or anything like that, you have an additional access right here underneath, which makes it very comfortable. Sometimes that does happen with windlass, even though the pros definitely outweigh the cons. So there you have it. That's the 41 Blackwater. Honestly, it's one of our favorite boats throughout the industry. This is a brand that we started at Center Consoles only working with, and we kind of grew this affinity to it, and it's easy to see why. It's a sexy looking boat, a monster platform, and it performs incredibly. This thing plows through anything with no problem, and it does it doing close to 80 miles an hour. So again, we want to thank everyone at Blackwater Boats, Plantation Boat Mart, for giving us the time to walk through this. And if you have any questions, drop them in the comments. We'd be glad to answer them, and we'll connect you to the guys at Plantation Boat Mart if you're interested in purchasing. So that winds down our day on the 41 Blackwater TE. You can see my teaser shirt has completely changed color because it is drenched in sweat. It feels like it's 140 degrees down here in the Keys, but the weather honestly is gorgeous. Couldn't have asked for a better ride on that 41. It is an absolute beast. It does almost 80 miles an hour with the 400s on it. Super solid, super comfortable. Fit and finish is spectacular. Really have nothing negative to say about it. So Plantation Boat Mart is the exclusive dealer for them down in the Keys. So reach out to them if you have any questions. As always, reach out to us. My name is Alan with Center Consoles Only. Thank you guys for everything. Like, subscribe, share this with your friends, and we'll see you again soon on the next one. Let's go.